How do you deal with disappointment in your relationship? How do you deal with disappointment? What do you usually do? What do you usually say? How do you usually react? Do you usually yell, scream, fuss, fight, try to get your way? Or are you constantly pointing it out in a disrespectful way? Like, how are you actually handling the disappointment that is absolutely going to occur in your relationship? Hi, I'm MarshaunO'Laniyan, your favorite life and relationship strategist, and I help women to stop feeling unloved and disconnected in their relationship and shift them to feeling understood, appreciated, all while creating the intimate moments that she deserves. Now, we're going to talk about disappointments today, if you didn't realize it. There is a rule of thumb to dealing with disappointment in your relationship and actually being able to see the beauty in your relationship more than you even realize. And the rule of thumb is simply this: if in your relationship you are happy or not disappointed 5 out of 7 days in your relationship, then you are absolutely on the winning end of the quote-unquote disappointment. And here's the reason why. The other 2 days is just pretty much thrown up in the air for you to be able to just be human. Again, there are going to be mood swings. There are going to be things that just the outside world is going to be bringing to you, going to be bringing to your spouse that you just don't want to deal with. You don't want to be bothered with. And so you're going to be snappy, right? Is this all the time? Of course not. Again, this is why the rule of thumb is 70% of the time, happy couples say that they are happy 70% of the time. And again, it's actually, the real number is 4.9, but since we don't have a 4.9 day, then we have to say 5 days. So now I'm gonna give you 3 secrets. Yes, 3 secrets on how to deal with the disappointment in your relationship. The first secret that we're going to talk about is asking yourself why you are actually disappointed. Why are you disappointed? The second secret is discussing your disappointment with your partner. And then the third secret is you control your own happiness. So now let's break each one of those down. And let's start with asking yourself why you're disappointed. You need to ask yourself some questions. Usually disappointment actually comes from unmet expectations. So you have to ask yourself, what unmet expectations actually occurred? What were you expecting to happen if, for instance, you guys were supposed to go out at a particular time or go to a particular venue and something ended up happening? And let's say, for instance, it was your spouse's fault. Maybe you guys were late and you missed your actual dinner appointment, or didn't call to see was there reservations needed for that particular night, and by the time you guys arrived, there was a venue going on, a private venue going on, so you guys could not attend. Let's say, for instance, that actually happened. So you had expectation to go to this restaurant, one that you guys have been talking about for umpteen years. Maybe it's a new place that they just resurrected in your neighborhood, but you knew about the chain being in a different neighborhood, and now one has come to your neighborhood. It's the hottest new thing. It's the hottest new spot. And your spouse was supposed to take care of the arrangements, and all of a sudden you guys just show up at the door, and then now you're disappointed that you cannot partake in this scrumptious meal that your mouth has been salivating for all day long. So that in this case would be your unmet expectation. That could be why you're disappointed. Another way to look at it is you felt that you deserved the outcome. The outcome would be to get to this great restaurant, to be able to experience this wonderful food, right? And again, you could not do it. Couldn't do it because your spouse, your partner, didn't do and didn't keep their end of the bargain, which was to call and make the reservation for this date that you have been dreaming about, you've been waiting for, and all of a sudden you guys cannot partake in it. The third thing in this is that you cannot control the situation. Okay, it was your spouse's duty to take care of the the date, the time, the reservation, and all that stuff. It didn't happen for whatever reason, and now you have lost control. And maybe you were going down the rabbit hole to say, well, if I actually would have done this myself, then it would have gotten done. I know we would have been sitting there eating. Like, how are you actually handling your disappointment? How are you showing up when disappointment, again, is going to occur? How are you showing up? Now, the second thing, discuss the disappointment with your partner, with your spouse. Do not hold these things in, because you are going to make it even worse. You're going to start to resent your partner. You're going to start to look at them in an unhealthy way. You might even start to be very disrespectful, because you felt, again, the disappointment is from your unmet expectation. So you need to discuss this with your man or with your woman so it doesn't happen again, so it no longer occurs, right? So with that being said, he or she needs to understand why you were disappointed in the first place. Number 2, holding things in will only cause resentment. Number 3, it also increases the chances of you not being able to let things go later on. And you do not want this thing to start building up and starting to fester within you, because it's going to come out one day. It's going to come out usually in an unhealthy manner. It's usually not the best way that it's going to be delivered to your spouse or to your partner. So get a handle on what's actually happening, what's being said, etc. So discuss your disappointments with your partner. And then the third thing that you must think about, the third secret, is that you control your own happiness. No matter what happened, no matter how things played out, in this case, it did not go your way. In this case, you actually wanted to go to this restaurant, this new thing that was in your city, that you have experienced in a different city, different state, whatever, and now it's come to your place. You were very excited. You had all of these expectations and just this happiness of, oh my God, I'm getting ready to go experience this, and I'm so excited and I'm ready to go. Your mouth is still salivating and have all of these things going on in your head, only to get there and be disappointed to say, oh my God, you did not call to reserve, and the restaurant is actually taking up, or maybe it's just full to the capacity, whatever it may be. And you have to slow down to see his perspective or her perspective, whoever messed up, whoever didn't make the reservation. Slow down, see it from the perspective. Maybe they literally just forgot. Maybe they had been calling and calling and calling. The number was busy because, again, it's the most popular spot now, and they never got around to recalling because they had called several times and they never could get through with the restaurant. So, but again, slow down and try to see it from their perspective and not to start the blame game. And then the second thing that I need you to pay attention to is to know that disappointments will happen in every relationship. Like I've said that, but I need for you to really know that. Disappointments are going to occur. Sometimes they're going to be on purpose, but a lot of times they're not on purpose. And because you're not being sympathetic and empathetic to your spouse's point of view, but also putting yourselves in his or her shoes, you just automatically just blowing up. And because things did not go your way. We have to slow down. We have to really start acting like adults. We have to adult. Children throw temper tantrums. Children get super disappointed all the time because things don't go their way. Yes, we do as adults too, but we need to be able to set the examples to react differently. And then the third thing that you need to pay attention to within this secret that you control your happiness is that you will decide that you will remain happy no matter what. Like literally, you have to show up and say, you know what? It doesn't matter how this plays out. Of course you want it to go your way. All of us want it to go our way. But if it happens to not play out the way that I want it to play out, then I'm still going to be happy no matter what. And you have to decide that before you get dressed, before you go out to this venture, because something is going to occur. Whether good, whether bad, something usually occurs that was not on our agenda. I did not have this thing scheduled on my agenda. I did not think that this thing was going to happen. And so when it does happen to you, you're looking like, holy crap. Or again, how are you showing up? Are you saying holy crap and then jump back into, okay, so now what? Like, Now what? Let's move forward. Or are you going down the road of destruction and breaking your relationship down by name calling, by saying you should have, if I would have did, this wouldn't happen if, like, you want to not do that, number one. But then you also want to, again, understand that disappointments are inevitable. And if you are not disappointed 5 out of the 7 days of the week, then you are in a wonderful, great relationship. Now, if you need more help with feeling not disappointed, right, in your relationship, in your marriage, reach out to me. Marshaun at marshaunolaniyan.com, or visit my website to schedule your appointment at www.marshauno.com. Again, that's marshauno.com. I look forward to speaking with you. I look forward to helping you. And listen, you can do this. You can do this. It's going to take practice. It's going to take steadfastness. It's going to take a different mindset and shift in the way that you see things, as well as your perspective. But you can do it. 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 Reach out to get the help that you need if you need it. I love you guys, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And I will talk to you in a future video. Bye now.